Hey Q Dog. So right now I'm gonna just be showing you a replay because the past two recordings haven't worked for some reason, and so I'm continuously checking if it's a recording or not because. So I'm gonna just first off I'm gonna just show you the deck that I'm using. I'm using this deck. Right now on a pretty low trophy count. I'm at 3,100. My friend dropped me for some fucking reason. He's really dumb. He's not good. But so we're gonna be facing a hog princess rocket deck, and these can be pretty effective if you don't know what you're doing. And since I'm a level 9, I usually have a disadvantage because of my tower health and my troop levels typically. Um, so that might be a problem for me, but I don't think that's a problem for you too much. So one tip I always give with this deck is you're always gonna want to place troops in the back, like the musketeer or the Valkyrie, because those typically let you build up a push. Because minor isn't too far in this deck, and you can place minor musketeer, which is really strong, especially especially if you do it early enough where the tower targets the minor, because it's a mini tank. So in this case, I place it in the back, but he's gonna rocket it in a minute. Um, so yeah, we placed that to obviously combat the hog, because barbarians are a great solution to a hog rider. It's really effective. I personally think it's better than the skeleton army. So I waste a lot of elixir. You're never gonna want to waste elixir, and he rockets my musketeer. I think I do that one more time, but since he wasted 6 elixir, I knew he didn't have too much to counter with, and now he's at an elixir disadvantage. But I'm not the type of person to throw a push out there unless I know he doesn't have anything to counter with. So I place out my Valkyrie to take that out. I put down my minions because I wasn't sure if he had arrows or not, and it turns out he didn't, so that's always great to know. He only had Princess, which is a very easy thing to counter, especially with this deck. He places another thing, and I let that Princess come up to me because I know he's going to place the Hog, so I want to get that extra damage off on the Hog, just in case the Hog could get to my tower. It's always a good thing to wait and be somewhat patient to know, just in case your opponent wants to place another troop down. So we do that, and he logs it, and I know he has no elixir. So I place the miner. The miner's free. It's beating up one thing. I throw arrows to kill that goblin gang, and I just have I go to town on this tower. Places a skeleton army. That's all right. Like I said, I let the troops come to me, and I place it at the end, somewhat to trick my opponent. Maybe he's like, oh, he doesn't have elixir. Let me place a lot of troops down, or something along those lines. So he keeps on placing Inferno Tower, and Inferno Tower to this deck is really annoying because we focus on a miner and a Valkyrie as our main things to tank. And since Valkyrie is really slow, it's just awful. It's not good at all. And we don't have anything to reset it. So right there is a very good, very elixir worthy thing to kill Princess and Skeleton Army. And so he places Hog. He's just throwing troops now because he's not going to win. He knows this as a fact, and so, as a joke, I was like, I'll just throw this miner and minion horde out because I have nothing else. So he tries to take that. I just predict that. I get an extra crown like that. And, it's simple since it was a slow-paced game, and I knew I was going to win easily. But if it's a high-paced game and it's really close, I suggest you not to do that unless it's in overtime, 10, 15 seconds left, really high HP on both towers, I wouldn't suggest that. And I wouldn't suggest you to be too cocky with this deck, because like I said, counter pushes are really strong on here, and and they can easily counter all your troops. Some people, and the reason I like this deck so much is because it's so non-meta, and these troops aren't really affected by buffs or nerfs. Possibly possibly minor, but that hasn't been in a long time. And Musketeer's been going really strong, and I just feel like this deck is really, it doesn't change. Uh, I've used a similar deck to this on my main account, which I do have over 4,000 trophies as a level 10, which I think is very good to have. I use a similar. Oh well, I don't have it pulled up, but I reached to 4,000 trophies. But like I said, this is mostly for trophy pushing and not for crowns. If you want crowns, I suggest 2v2, and I do suggest a deck like this or this, which can be really helpful to your partner. Yeah, but that's all, dude. I hope you do enjoy, and I hope you do use my deck, because it's a very viable deck that will guarantee you trophies. Especially if it's tourney standard level troops. Even better if you have higher than tourney standard, in my opinion. But I hope you do enjoy, and I hope you do use my deck, dude. Thanks.